Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Going to any extent for a catch, fishermen sometimes manage to haul the most fierce animals, from the bottoms of the ocean to the shallows of the river creeks, sometimes struggling or other times simply stumbling upon a mighty fish. Oh, I've got a list of scary encounters of anglers that are gonna shock you to your core. Pregnant goblin shark. This has to be the most epic catch of the year. Why? Because it involves a goblin shark in it. A group of fishermen were left stunned when they found a huge might be a small word to describe the 1,763-pound shark that got trapped in the trawl net. The shark was caught off the coast of Taiwan a few months back, and weight wasn't all it carried, as it was also pregnant. The poor animal was carrying 6 pups when it accidentally got stuck. Although it was an unfortunate incident, researchers believe the shark was already deceased. Therefore, it came to the shallows. Fighting marlin. This is how much effort it takes to pull out a marlin from the water. And that's what happens after you've finally done it. A group of anglers managed to catch a marlin. Well, maybe I should say that they were trying to catch one, when it decided to end their struggle and jumped right into their boat. Marlins are quite unpredictable animals of the ocean. They are solitary creatures, but any encounter with them can be intense due to their furious nature. Just like here, when a marlin crashed on the boat and turned a simple catch into an intense brawl. Luckily, no one was hurt, and the fierce animal was sent back to the ocean. Giant sturgeon. Now this is what we call a big catch. An angler from the Fraser River hauled in a massive sturgeon. It was more than 3 meters long and weighed around 600 pounds. Sturgeons are believed to be prehistoric animals that have survived over thousands of years. They have a lifespan of more than 100 years. And while we're on a subject of massive catches, have a look at another one. A group of fishermen caught a great white sturgeon in the Floridian waters. It too was approximately 3 meters long and weighed in the hundreds of pounds. After they had tagged the rare creature and examined its unusual features, they sent it back into the water where it belonged. Color-changing fish. This unusual fish was caught off the coast of Japan. A group of fishermen were looking for tuna when they reeled in the massive humpback fish. The fish was all covered in slimy secretion, which added into its weirdness. That was not all from the fish side. As soon as the anglers began to clean the sticky substance, the fish changed its color from green to bright blue. That's when the people realized that it was actually a Napoleon fish which they captured. They are normally found in the warm shallows of the Pacific and have recently been declared as endangered fish. Faceless fish. The eerie-looking fish was captured during a deep-sea expedition in Australia. It did not have a face, and neither did it have eyes or anything else to identify its kind. But it did have a striking feature, and that was the 2 tiny holes. They were considered as the eyes of the deep-sea fish, until researchers identified them as nostrils. The faceless creature speculated many theories among wildlife enthusiasts. It was only after months of research that the examiners revealed that it was actually a cusk eel. As cusk eels live in the sea bottoms, this one was placed in an Australian museum for people to observe. Frustrated grouper. This fisherman had the hardest time unhooking a grouper. He caught one accidentally off the coast of Florida, but all the attempts to free the Goliath mouth seemed to fail, as it refused to cooperate. Okay, well, actually there is a simple reason why. Groupers don't really appreciate human encounters. Research has shown that these fish express their aggression whenever they're surrounded by divers, or in this case, fishermen, who, by the way, were actually trying to help. Wolffish. Call it a fish or an eel, nothing will make it any less scary than it already is. Meet the fish with the most ferocious jaws. Now, let me give you a visual representation of what I said. A lobster? Gone. A metal can? No big deal. I mean, you could literally place anything inside the wild mouth and it won't disappoint you. This fisherman managed to capture one and see how he is struggling with it. These fish usually live more than 600 meters deep in the water, and considering their rapidly declining population over the past few years, they have become naturally rare, which adds on to their worth in the fishing world. Stonefish. This fisherman hit the jackpot when he accidentally captured a stonefish in his fishing net. Unfortunately, the fish had already met its end, but it still was an expensive catch. It's because stonefish are an extremely rare species, and extremely venomous too. It's true! These merely long fish contain lethal venom that can finish a human in just the span of an hour. Not just that, stonefish have another hidden power: their disguising ability. They camouflage in the sandy bottoms and become impossible to spot. And today, because of their low population, catching one in the wild has become even harder for the fishermen. Sheepshead fish. While fishing off the coast of North Carolina, a fisherman reeled in the sheepshead fish. It was a hefty 9-pound fish, which spooked the fisherman with its sheep-like muzzle. Now, you might be wondering why I added a gentle-looking fish along with scary creatures. Well, it's only because of this. These fish contain the scariest mouth. They hardly have teeth during the early stages, but as they age, these gentle creatures grow squarish human-like teeth. The wild-looking jaws actually help them in eating small-shelled animals like crustaceans and mollusks. Massive sawfish. This strange-looking fish was caught off the coast of China. A group of fishermen were out there fishing for tuna when they caught the massive sawfish in their fishing net. It was 7 meters long and weighed more than 300 pounds, which made it the second largest sawfish ever encountered. Sawfish are hard to find in Chinese waters, and even though they look quite ferocious considering their razor-like snouts, these fish are lazy hunters. They literally spend all their days sleeping and will hunt at night when it's easier to catch. Oarfish in net. Meet the real monsters of the sea. From appearance to features, they've got everything that is needed to scare people off. You guessed it right, it's the oarfish I'm talking about. This one left the fishermen stunned when they caught it alive. It happened off the coast of Japan when a group of anglers spotted a 4-meter-long oarfish active in their squid-filled net. After they pulled out the massive serpent, the fishermen immediately contacted the authorities, as it was rare to catch one in the sea. Hangry shark. These men had their nightmares come true when they caught a shark in their fishing net, and as much as they wanted to get rid of the uninvited predator, it was not ready to leave them. Well, why would it want to leave a squid-filled trawl? It was a feast for the scavenging animal. Watch how quickly it's filling up its mouth with the dead squid. Although it took quite some time, the fishermen at last managed to toss it out of the net. Whopping catch. One thing's for sure, if it's coming from the depths, it's not gonna be an easy catch. And the dude here describes it all. He got lucky to barb in a massive fish, but wasn't lucky enough to haul it into the boat, and it literally brought the man to his knees to pull it out. Well, I guess it's not easy to catch a 297-pound fish on your own. Largest stingray. The guy here had been trying to pull out the massive fish that he had captured, but it seems impossible as he'd been struggling for the past 30 minutes. It was after about an hour of struggle that he at last managed to haul it. And there it was, a massive stingray which made quite an entry out of the water. Although it's not at all rare to capture a stingray, this one surprised the angler because of its massive size. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by one of our subscribers. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it on over to us. Who knows, we might even feature it in one of our videos. This strange incident occurred off the coast of the Philippines, where a fisherman caught a beastly creature in his fishing net. Trapped in the fishing net, the sea creature could be seen struggling to make its way out. The struggle lasted for a few minutes, and eventually the guy had to drop his entire catch to let the mysterious animal go. Now, what it was is still not known. but there could be a possibility of the mystery animal being a python or snake of some kind that accidentally got trapped in the net. See you next time.